So fundamentally, what is the problem with the state?
Its existence.
Okay, well, but to play angel's advocate again, government is the people.
No, come on. You don't. You're saying. Do you really think this?
I am no anarchist, but my libertarian mind itself is rapidly moving towards that direction, seeing as the current state of affairs our planet finds itself in is exclusively the fault of government. Frankly, if you haven't given at least a fleeting thought to an anarchic nuking at this point, I would probably doubt your sanity. But anyway, what I would like to discuss is the structure of our civilizations, philosophically, and the nature of humanity. We have two entities: public, your representative democracy, governments, such as it is, and private, businesses, and so on. See, a business entity is brought into fruition through capital, either from the would-be owner or external investment, loans, etc. This business can only sustain itself and grow through providing something of value to the population around it. It doesn't matter how greedy the owner is, it is in their self-interest to make sure all those around them are satisfied and catered to. To quote the late great Walter E. Williams, God rest his soul, prior to capitalism, the way people amassed great wealth was by looting, plundering, and enslaving their fellow man. Capitalism made it possible to become wealthy by serving your fellow man. And should there be competition, as there naturally is in a free market, businesses have to compete by providing a better product and or more desirable service, keeps you on the lookout and on your toes. But it all ultimately comes down to the whims and wishes of the population. And heaven forbid something goes awry with a business that makes it lose customers and profit, those issues are not sustainable. It is a problem that affects everyone in real time, and it must be solved as quickly as possible, lest it tank the business and take everything down like a sinking ship. The feedback mechanism is proximal and immediate. The owner is responsible directly to all those involved with him, not just for their benefit, but also very much for his own. Now to government. Never mind the fact that government is elected by a simple majority, and those who didn't choose them have to suffer under the thumb of someone else's reign for years on end, which on the face of it is just an absurdity. You can't effectively represent groups of that magnitude. It is impossible. All of government cooperation is done through coercion. Now, self-interest in the public sphere has virtually no morals. Rationality is borderline non-existent. And it almost always comes in one of two forms: campaigning on problems they will never solve because why would they? They'd work themselves out of necessity. Or if big money bankrolling you got your position and your current financial status, in which case your loyalty and personal self-interest is not with the voters, it's with big money interest, which is always going to be at the detriment of everyone else, which is why they bribe the political class. Now, bear in mind, and this is a big deal, government does not generate any money. Anything a politician promises you that costs anything is funded by you. So there is no feedback mechanism that will gut them when incompetence is running rampant. Because it's not their money, it does not affect them. And if people do not suffer the consequences of their action, they will never learn and will never change. They are guaranteed to be repeat offenders. There is zero incentive for them to serve the people. Unaccountable power is the single most destructive force in human history. Nothing else comes even close. And our present system entrusts politicians who suffer zero consequences to be benevolent with other people's money. I cannot think of anything more psychotically stupid and insane than this prospect. Given this, corruption in government is not an unfortunate byproduct of government. It is a feature established precisely by the very nature and incentives presented to those who run it. And as such, it will attract the absolute worst people in your society. So what you will ultimately end up with in this scenario is an ever-expanding state, with too many fingers in the pie, growing bureaucracy, increasing its cost, and decreasing its efficiency, leading to an inevitable collapse under the weight of its own conjured bloated incompetence, because here is the skinny. Businesses can only grow and expand through voluntary interaction with the populace, increasing its capital and allowing its expansion. Government grows only through war or incompetence or corruption, because given the treacherous nature of this system, the bigger the state, the more problems it has. And I'll finish this off with a quote from Aidan Paladin's fella in a recent conversation I had with her. A student of socialism or communism believes they will be a lord. A student of economics knows they will be a cog or a pleb or a serf. A student of history knows they will occupy a ditch. And that's all for today. Until next time.